Yeah, Shefty, Romeo Doubs suspended this week. I saw reports that he missed practice. Do you have any insight there, and is this going to be a problem moving forward for the Packers and Romeo?
I think this is a really interesting situation for a few reasons. Number one, he was there Wednesday and then didn't show up to work Thursday or Friday. And the team goes out to L.A. on Saturday when they announce his suspension, one-game suspension for conduct detrimental to
What do you mean he wasn't there? He just didn't show up? He just didn't show up at work?
Didn't show up at work.
In Green Bay, there's 2,000 people there. Did anybody see him? Nobody knew?
Was he on a heater at the casino?
Maybe he was. Yeah. It's a great casino over there.
Right?
He wasn't there and didn't show up, and they took the step to suspend him. Now, they said we look forward to welcoming him back this week, and he'll be a part of the rotation. And look, they were missing Watson, so they certainly needed Doubs. Didn't have him yesterday. They were able to come through and win. But I'm not saying this is the reason there, but I do think in speaking to some people this weekend, here's what came up. It's interesting. In today's day and age, in the world we live in, there's so much discussion about targets and how many targets each receiver gets and fantasy football production with fans sounding off. And let's also remember how much money is going to wide receivers so that when there are certain wide receivers that don't get their targets, they know that that could be costing them money, and everybody reacts differently. And obviously, Romeo Doubs, for whatever reason, decided to stay away for a couple of days. Don't know that he was particularly thrilled with the number of passes that went his way. And when you're talking about targets, you're talking about money. So I just think that's part of the world we're living in right now, where that's an issue with a few more players than we probably realize. And I'm just saying that may have been an issue. Certainly people have brought that to my attention over the weekend, and they do think that he'll be back this week, and hopefully he's more content and happy with the targets he does get.
Okay, so targets are opportunities, obviously, is how it's being framed or painted whenever you look at it. And I'm not getting as many opportunities as everybody else on this team. Does that mean the quarterback doesn't like me? Does that mean the play caller doesn't like me? Well, play caller is actually head coach. So then he just gets pissed off and says, I'm not coming to work? That's a wild... This Week 5.
Yeah,
going into Week 5.
And Love missed a few weeks, too, so it wasn't like he was out there with Love for 5 weeks just not getting...
Malik Willis not throwing him the damn ball.
I mean, this is tough. And this was something that, we kind of praised last year with the Packers. Like, hey, no number one wide receivers. Everybody's running routes. Everybody's getting open. Everybody's happy. But to your point, what is he, year 2 or 3? 2?
Three now.
Okay, so, this is, pretty much a contract year for him, not being a first-round pick. But, yeah, that's interesting. I'm interested to see what else continues to come from this because these are obviously humans you're dealing with, so you don't know what else he may have been dealing with away from the field, but I'm interested.
Exactly. We hope he's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
We hope everything's okay, obviously.
Get back out there and
we hope he's only pissed about football stuff because although it is petty and wild to do this before Week 5, especially with Malik Willis and how the offense was running at those particular times, we hope it isn't something bigger.
For sure.
Where there's a lot of shit going on. Tony, you have some stats?
Now, he did miss yesterday's game, but he's 4th on the team in targets, and that's with Christian Watson being out.
I'll tell you what, Kraft.
He was 1 last year. He definitely got the most targets.
Tucker Kraft came in and said, you throw me the ball whenever the hell you want.
But it's not. It's
this
not
guy went bonkers.
Yes, he did.
You're talking about, I did not have him in a convo about tight ends being unstoppable.
See ya.
He was so fast, explosive, and his moxie, insane. Look at this little quiet, little snoop around there. Let's go. I'm hiding in his zone. Go ahead.
You know what? I remember people telling me about Tucker Kraft last season that this guy is he is a football player, like in the Mark Bavaro, Jason Witten mold. And then right before their season began, I had some people in the organization tell me about Tucker Kraft. This guy was the real deal. And by the way, Luke Musgrave's targets went down right away. His playtime went down right away. And I think a lot of that had to do with how good Tucker Kraft is, which I think people began to realize and recognize yesterday with that breakout performance.
Huge. Look like Kittle a little bit. I don't want to bring up negativity with you, but this Romeo Doubs thing that Schefter told us about, targets, I guess, is why he missed work on Thursday and Friday, and then he's suspended for a game, and then Matt LaFleur says, I'm excited to talk to him afterwards and welcome him back. It's like, that's not a Green Bay Packers thing, is it? I don't think so.
No. I feel like most places don't ever want that to happen, but was it reported anything about the targets before Shefty? I watched Shefty on earlier, and when he said that, I'm like, oh, that's news to me. I didn't know what his reason was for missing practice, but if that was really the reason, if that's only the reason, I'm sure there's more to it. But man, How do you just not show up?
Yeah, I don't. It's obviously a modern world. Welcome to the modern world. There are these types of things happening in college ball and in professional sports as a whole than ever before. But I hadn't heard anything about targets. And D-Butch brings it up in agreement immediately. It's like there has to be something else going on in his world. Maybe targets was a part of it, but then also, and it all. So we hope he's okay.
It has to be, because the targets, like if he would have played this week, like right here, he's got 20 and the leader's got 29 there. If he had 8 last week, so say he would have got 8 again this week, he's right up there with everybody else. Like, does he want to be by far the main target? That's why the targets thing was a question mark
and who's doing the stats of the targets?
Sure.
Yeah, no, it's anti-dog. No.
But if you try to get a new deal, like not showing up, it's probably not the way. Not even just in that building. Like if that's your loan, I want, it's contract the year, whatever. Like, let me just not show up. We know how small the NFL world is. Like you're an asshole one building, that spreads around. I'm sure Romeo, even though he's a young guy, he's smart enough to get that. So I think it's something else going on. And then based on how Coach LaFleur said, looking forward to the conversation and welcoming back. I think he knows as well, but hopefully it get all, swept under the rug and he's back on there balling on Sunday.
I agree. We hope so. And Dobbs, if anything's going on, we hope it gets sorted. Having this happen in the middle of the NFL season is not fun for any NFL player. Good luck out there. But if it's just for targets, come on.